to hear from a really great speaker today. Trish from the Magic Yarn Project is with us, but I'm going to call on Lieutenant Heisler to provide an introduction.
I'm so glad we had such a nice turnout today. So we met Trish at the Peace Bowl event, and we thought it would be a great idea for her to come in and speak with us. And then we also have 2 workshops set up for after this event. One is April 19th and one is April 25th. And it's going to be at Wine at the Docks. So it will be the projects that she's going to be telling us about today. So welcome, Trish.
Hi, everybody. So excited to be here. Thank you for having me. And this is a great setup, beautiful view. And I see you guys do a lot of awesome work. So I am going to tell you a little bit about the Magic Yarn Project, and I'm going to ask for apologies because I'm getting over bronchitis. I still have a little cough. So I went to my first workshop in 2018. A friend invited me, and I was immediately hooked because I love children. I love doing things for the community, and I also love crafts. Then in last summer, I completed training for becoming a chapter leader. And in July of 2024, I opened the St. Petersburg chapter of the Magic Yarn Project. So we are, what are we? Can you flip the, please, thank you. So we are a group of men and women who come together, and we like to sprinkle a little magic in the lives of children who are battling any kind of medical hair loss. It can be from chemo treatments, it can be from a burn situation, and it can also be from alopecia. So any kind of medical hair loss. So what we do is we sprinkle a little magic in their lives, trying to bring them some joy. And we are all volunteers, 100% volunteer-run organization, are a 501c3, supported completely by the community. Organizations like yourselves, and also just individuals. What we do is we create whimsical character wigs, and these are a couple of them that I have here as an example. Let's see here. So this is, we have both wigs and we have beanies. So this is Jack Sparrow. He's our feisty little pirate. This is Rapunzel, and she has the long, long hair. And over here is Rainbow. Rainbow comes in a bunch of different colors. And this one is popular because some of the girls who are beyond the princess stage, they don't really want a princess, but they really want something for their heads. And so she's one of the popular ones. We don't just do things for girls and with hair. I have a bunch of samples up here. If you don't mind passing those out, Tammy, while I tell people a little bit more about it. Thank you. So we also have some character beanies, and those are things without the hair. So for little boys and little girls. And you'll get an idea. We have over 50 different styles, so you get an idea of some of the different characters. They're both princesses, crazy pirates, also, I'm blanking on what it's called, superheroes, minions, a bunch of different things. And so with our products, these are 100% free to the children, right? And we can support that, or we get support by our community organization, so that we can provide them free to the kids. If they are in a package, just please leave them in there because those are ready for delivery. So when a child has lost their hair, their scalps are really tender. And so we use a specific brand and color of yarn so that it will not irritate their tender little heads. And the yarn is very soft, and so you'll be able to feel some of them that are open. Go to the next screen. So we began by one person. This is Holly. She's the founder. And she started in 2015 by making one wig to her Rapunzel wig for her girlfriend's child who was going through chemo treatments. And of course, people saw that and they're like, can you make one for my granddaughter? Da, 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 da. Just kind of continued on and on until finally she couldn't do it anymore by herself. She started the organization, and we've now completed and delivered over 65,000 wigs and beanies, and that's since 2015. So we hold workshops all around the United States. And at our workshops, what we do, like Tammy said, we have a couple of them coming up in April. We do a variety of things. First, we'll take a beanie and we'll add the hair to the beanie. And I know people get really intimidated by it. Like, I don't know how to craft. I don't know how to crochet. And you don't need to know anything, I promise. And we cut the yarn into specific lengths depending on the character. And then we just feed it through one part at the very bottom until it looks like Cousin It. And then we take it home and we do either a braid, this is called a French twist, and then we do a braid, or like Jack, he's got his beads, so we add the beads, or we do a couple little chunky braids in there for him. And then we package it up and we deliver them to hospitals and oncology centers. So we'll cut the hair, we'll add them to the beanies. We also have a group who will assemble the flowers. So like for Rapunzel here, she has a bunch of flowers. We'll take them apart and then we'll reorganize them, glue them back together and zhuzh them up a little bit with some bedazzling. And don't be afraid of that, guys. It's really cool. And then we will also decorate envelopes. So you'll see in some of the packages, there's an envelope in there and it holds a card that goes to the children. It's got a short little just for you message from Magic Yarn Project, little place where they can color inside. And then on the back, it'll have various labels. So anybody who had a hand in creating that wig or that beanie has a label on the back. Kids don't really care about that very much. It doesn't mean much to them. But the families who are also struggling, it really has an impact on them because they're going through a really tough time, trying to be strong for their kids. And they see people who have been thinking about them, praying for them, just having them in their thoughts. And that means a lot to them. Let's see, what else do we do? We also have crocheters who will work at home and they'll create the beanies. None of mine have tiaras today. I didn't bring one that had tiaras or accessories, but the crocheters, based on their experience with crocheting, they'll do the simple things like the beanies, or they'll do the accessories, some of the more complicated character beanies. And then they submit them to our chapters, and then they get put together and go out to hospitals. So that's something people do at home. People also donate yarn and then also financial support. Every single piece of that is what we need to continue to make them free to the children. And there's really something for everybody. And I love that because some people think they're not crafty, but there's something, you can cut yarn. It's very calming experience. You're just unwinding the yarn, and some people like to do that. Let me go to the next screen. So we have 19 different chapters across the United States. And each chapter delivers to local hospitals, oncology centers, organizations that support these children and these families. If there is not a chapter in the area, then we have two hubs. One's in Ohio, one's in California, West Coast hub in Arroyo Grande, California. And so if there's not a chapter in that area, those shipping hubs will deliver it to the children and to the facilities. So as you can imagine, Shipping costs are one of our most expensive, one of our greatest expenses. Believe it or not, it's not the yarn. People think it's the yarn, but most of the yarn is donated by people within the community, which is awesome. So our chapter in St. Pete, we've delivered about 120 already this year. We'll do another delivery of 4 of these. These are who we're delivering to right now. We'll deliver to 4 of those again the end of April, and then again in August. And then we have some special beanies that we're creating for a holiday celebration at the, like in November, that the hospitals are going to put on. Each facility chooses how often they want to receive the donations and how many. Let's see, St. Joseph's inpatient. They have a lot of incoming older boys, teenage boys, and they asked if I could include more of the superheroes in that shipment. So we try to accommodate as best as we can to meet what their need is. So you can see, this is our annual report for 2024. We shipped 10,417 wigs and beanies last year. That's a lot of pain. That's a lot of treatment. That's a lot of really difficult moments for families. But I like to think more that that's how many moments of joy that we're bringing. Because if you get to see, sometimes we're treated with an unboxing. Someone will receive one of the items, and when the children open it up, the smile, the joy on their face is just so beautiful. And that's why we do it right there, because they love pretend, they love imagination. And so if our wig helps to take them to that place, that's why we're doing it. We did have one story from a mom who told us about her little boy who was getting chemo treatments. He was in the car with her, not really looking forward to the treatment. And he said, "You know what, Mom?" He put on his Spider-Man beanie, which one of you guys saw one of those. And he said, "You know, Mom, I was really scared today, but I'm Superman now, or Spider-Man now, and so I can do this." And she said, "Yes, you can." And he just had so much more courage for what was coming up. And those are the things that, really make a difference, right? What else did I forget? Oh, if you want to go ahead and do the clip, please. So this is a short clip. CBS did a special on us last year, and hopefully we can get some volume. Anyway, they did while he's working on that, they did a special on us, and it broke our website for a couple days, which is a great problem to have. And it brought a lot of interest, a lot of focus to the Magic Yarn Project, and we've increased our number of crocheters and volunteers, which is wonderful. Yeah. Kind of hear it. So that's Holly, and she's running a workshop there, a pretty big one, as you can see. It's not coming through. That's okay. Just go ahead and play it. This happened one other time, and so we'll just watch it, and I'll give you a nice play-by-play. So this is at our conference where we did a big training event for all of our magic makers, so they can learn some new techniques to create a real durable, sustainable wig, so that it'll withstand many hours of play, and it's also washable. So these are some of the different wigs that we create. That's Elsa, Moana, Jack, there's Spidey. And you can see where it's just like the girls love the long hair because they can kind of swish it, right? The boys love it if they have the mask over their eyes because they really feel more like the character. And our top requested wigs are right now is Elsa. And then Rapunzel, and that's Lily. That's the friend that Holly made the very first wig to, who is doing great, actually. So that's a really happy story. It doesn't always end that way. And I don't know if I mentioned this, but the reason that these wigs are so awesome is they're soft and they're also breathable. So like a traditional wig that has hair, it's very scratchy and it's very hot. So there's not a lot of air circulation in there. So that's another reason that the kids really like these. And both are perfectly wonderful options. We just have a more fun option. So this is some of the stuff that goes on at the workshop. And unfortunately, you're not going to hear a really awesome testimony of the mom and dad. That's coming up. The mom and dad received a wig. I can't remember her name. I'm sorry. Usually it's up there, but she got an aerial wig, and the little girl just lit up, and she walked into the room, and she said. She saw her little girl looking in the mirror, and she was just all full of joy and really bright smiles. And she would do pretend and stuff like that. Unfortunately, the little girl did not make it through and did not survive. But her parents decided to use the picture of her and this is the little girl I was telling you about. They decided to use the picture of her in her aerial wig on her tombstone because that is when she was full of the most joy. Yeah. And like I said, I really try not to focus on the pain and suffering of everybody, more the joy that we're bringing, but it is a tough journey, and we do what we can to make it better. She is in her aerial wig. That's an older version of the aerial wig. We are constantly modifying them to be more durable. And there she is. I mean, that's a pretty joyful child, right? Even though her story didn't end well, she's full of joy. And I think you can go ahead and skip ahead because that's pretty much the end of the video, I think. Okay, so if you know of someone who has a family member who has some kind of a medical hair loss, whatever the reason, you can either contact me and our chapter will make one for them, or you can go onto our website. It's www.themagicyarnproject.com. And there is a form that you fill out and it will get delivered directly to the child. You can kind of pick the wig or the beanie that you think that they might enjoy the most. And, or like I said, you can contact me. I do have some rack cards and my business card up here. There's some testimonials about, there's some testimonials, but then there's also ways that you can crochet or donate at home. So feel free to peruse those papers. There's also a sign-up sheet for the upcoming workshops, men and women, I promise. I do several corporate events, done one in Orlando and Miami both last month, and everybody loved it. It was really a wonderful team building event. And something else. Oh, also, I really hope to add to that list of hospitals that our chapter is delivering to. I really want to get into Ronald McDonald House, but I can't meet the need right now. I have about 10 crocheters who are working for our chapter to create things. So if you're a crocheter, or if you know someone who is a crocheter, no matter where they are, they can go to our website. There's a step-by-step process, also includes the pattern, because we use specific patterns. So So everything, there's some continuity in the items that we're gifting. And you submit 2 beanies for approval. And then once you're approved, you have access to our website, which has all of the different patterns. And there's, like I said, over 50 different types to choose from based on your skill level and also what you're passionate about. Ariel's one of my favorite, and Batman, because those were my kids' favorites when they were little. And so that's really it. I really appreciate you having me today, listening to my spiel and promoting the Magic Yarn Project. Hopefully you'll think about supporting us in some way or the other. And like you didn't hear Holly say, not everybody, we can't do everything, right? We can each do something. So hopefully you'll choose to do a little something for us. Yeah, do you have questions?
The first thing that popped in my mind, because some of your pictures go along with the TV, you and the St. Jude's. Has there been a connection?
St. Jude's. Actually, I don't know if they treat cancer. Do they treat cancer? Okay. Are they okay?
That's their main thing.
Is that? I didn't know. So not with our chapter. Where are they located? Okay.
They have different ones, but the original.
Oh, that's the one with Marlo Thomas. Oh, yeah.
Her dad started.
Yeah. So no, our chapter does not. There's only one other chapter in Florida. They don't deliver to them.
Further north.
But one of our hubs may, and I'm just not aware of it. One of our, say Minnesota?
I think it started in Minnesota.
Okay, so one of our larger, more established hubs may, I'm sure, we have a wonderful leadership team who, you know, it's not just by request, they reach out to a bunch of people to see, do you want our items there? And if they want it, we supply it. And I also work with, it's called the Peyton Wright Foundation. And I met Peyton Wright's family. Doesn't matter where I met them, but what they do is they had a daughter who had childhood cancer, diagnosed at 3. And so they learned firsthand the struggles that families are going through financially and emotionally. And so what they do is they have connections to all different types of organizations all over. And we are now delivering wigs to them. And then they work with social workers to get monies to them. They actually just delivered a bunch of laptops to the families because financially they couldn't, afford it. So they may also reach out to them.
At dinner time, if you watch commercials, that's what St. Jude's is everywhere.
Yes. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
It's you, St. Jude's.
It
It's
is.
the number one.
It is at number 1.
Yeah.
What's the one? Arnold Palmer Center in Orlando. I know we delivered to them. It's not Arnold Palmer Center. There's the wife's name. It is. It's hers. Yeah.
Will pull out to St. Jude.
Okay. I'll look into that because I should know that offhand since it's number 1, but I just don't know.
And they always show the children, and just like yours.
Yes. I know.
It's just heartbreaking.
Heartbreaking. It is. It is.
I can't watch those things.
I know. Yeah.
So where are you drawing?
I started with my group of friends, kind of pulled them in, and for our chapter, or do you mean everybody?
General.
Yeah, in general, we have the word of mouth seems to increase awareness, and that's what we're trying to do right now. But we'll start with our ladies groups. I've done a couple corporate events. One led to another, and then individual workshops. Down in St. Pete, there's a pub down there that wanted to support it. They do a lot of community service in there, so they held one there.
Speaking of great activity
Yeah.
for business events and that's not only to giving the senior purpose,
Right.
but you're also getting more made. And there's lots of talented seniors.
Right. No, I agree with you.
So, Holly, always the senior advisors, better affiliated with the assisted living.
Okay, that would be great if we could touch base after this. I would love to.
And the villages. I
Mhm.
don't know, villages.
No.
They got-
Okay, yeah, I mean, see, people can just come in.
My parents and my mother-in-law were in the same assisted living up in Newport Richie.
Okay,
I knew the recreation person, and I can guarantee if you came to her with something like that.
yeah,
Oh, wow.
yeah, I mean,
She'd love it.
let's connect. My card is up there if you want to reach out, or I'll take your information, because that's how we're going to increase our local crochet group. So, because I feel like a lot of, especially people of, my parents' generation, big crocheters and knitters also, but these are all crochets, so, yeah. So let's connect afterwards. Any other questions? Otherwise, I want you guys to be able to go eat and get on with your meeting. Okay, thanks again, you guys.